First time going live. Hopefully everything's coming through in the clear. For those of you that have tried live before, I'm sure you can understand the nervousness that goes with it. But I think I got everything set up, so straight to it. Today we're gonna be doing a weightlifting session. If you haven't noticed, recently I've been posting a lot more videos with these bumper plates that I just got. I'm super excited because now I can drop the weights. I don't have to wait. I don't have to be cautious about my steel plates anymore. These drop on the ground perfectly. So figure since it's been a while, I'm gonna test out my 1 rep max snatch, or as close to it as I can, safely. And then I'll jump into my 1 rep max clean and jerk. I'm gonna give myself a 15-minute time cap so I don't take too long doing it. So a total of about 30 minutes for today's session. And then I'll go do something else, maybe some calisthenics or something, or maybe go on a run. But let's get right into it. We're gonna do snatches first. I'll start the timer, 15 minutes to find a 1 rep max snatch. All right, so I'll start off first with a nice, I already got a good warm up in, so I already got a good sweat going, but I'll start off with 135 for the snatch. But I treat every weight the same, do the movement the same exact way. You got to respect the weight no matter how light or heavy it might be. All right, that felt good. I'll get a couple more in because this is a relatively lighter weight for me, so I still want to make sure everything's nice and warmed up. All right, so that's 135 in the books. We'll move over to, I think we'll go up to 155. I'll add 10s to the side. I'm gonna be a little more cautious with the snatch just because this one's a lot more technical. For those of you that haven't done it before, pulling that weight from the ground just straight overhead. It's a lot of tension on the shoulders. And I haven't done this in a while, so I wanna make sure I'm doing it smartly. I don't want to injure myself day one of, getting back into weightlifting. So I'll play it smart. I got a goal of, I want to do 225, but I think 185 to 205 might be the most I'll do today, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I still got 13 more minutes. All right, so let's throw on some 10s. And I'm also going to take some breaks in between each set. So I'm doing a lot of talking, a lot of moving. I should sit down a little and rest. So that's exactly what I'll do. And I got a decent spot here so you can still see me. So yeah, we'll take a second, let the body recover just a little bit. I'm already, sweating. I think it's a mixture of a good warm up. And also, honestly, a little bit of nerves going live. I don't have too many high expectations of anyone watching live, but still the thought of doing this unedited straight into a workout, no post editing, a little nerve wracking. So we're gonna get right into it. All right, so I think we're about a minute of rest. We're about to be 3 minutes in. So I'll get this next one, 155 right here. Let's chalk up a little bit, like Rob Simpson. Can you see me over here? Yeah, still throwing on some chalk right now. Like Rob Simpson, I've seen his videos whenever he does deadlifts, he chalks up, and right before he gets into it, I'll give him a shout out right here. Let's move this. Don't need any YouTube live injuries happening here today. All right, 155. Nice. That felt pretty good. Popped right off the hips. It almost flew from the hips. It felt really weightless, so that's a good sign that I'm getting a good connection. So I'll go up to 185 now. Just because of how confident I felt in that 155, we'll make that jump. I know it's only one rep we're doing at a time, but once I start adding more weight to each side of the bar, I like to put some clips. You know, eliminate any excuse I might have for a failed lift. All right, so 185 is next up. Feeling pretty comfortable about that one. I don't know. I don't like a lot of the channels that I follow. Again, it's a lot of guys like me, you know, just doing their own thing in their home gyms, putting in the work that needs to be done. So I enjoy watching all of that. What I like to bring to the table, for those of you that haven't watched this channel before, is it's not just about like what I can do physically on my own. I don't really care to, you know, brag too much about that. I like to focus on the mindset aspect of it. You know, what are the thoughts that we all have when we're doing something that's uncomfortable, when we're doing something that is going to make us really put in the effort, something that makes us scared, something that brings out that fear in us, something that forces that little voice in the back of our minds to, you know, really get loud and tell you to stop or not do something that you know you probably should be doing. So I felt that voice, well, I heard that voice loudly, again, right before I started this video, because, again, this is a little intimidating just going straight live and not, you know, not having the safety net of doing any post video edits, you know, so you're going to hear me maybe use filler words to say a lot, or just things like that, or not really flow through the video as well as I want to. All right, so about to be 6.5 minutes in. I think we're on pace to get a couple of good attempts at what I think my max is going to be. So let's get 185. Less talking, got to focus now. Respect the weight. All right, 185. That felt good. It felt solid. And what I mean by that is I needed to make sure I made contact. You know, with the lighter weights, I could probably, you know, reverse curl it a little bit, cheat just a little bit and place it overhead. But 185 just now, I felt that I needed to make sure my hips made contact. I got that nice full extension all the way through to use that power that I generate from the hips to lock it out overhead. So everything felt solid in the sense that it all fit together and I felt nice and stable in that overhead position. So 185, you know what, whatever. This might be the famous last words right before I drop this bar on my head, but we'll do 205. That was, I think, yeah, the max I said earlier that I hope I can reach. So let's see how it goes. So at 185, we'll throw on these 10s on each side. All right, so now we're sitting at 205, and we'll see how that goes. Give myself a little bit longer of a break, and then we'll get into it. All right, gotta make sure I sit down. Doing all this extra talking and walking, I might forget to take a break, so. All right, we're at 9 minutes. Take it easy. I don't know how many of you, so like I was saying before I did that 185, talking about, channels that I watch, and, it's great to see a lot of the body weight stuff. I do think it's important to make sure you can master your own body weight, but I love, lifting heavy stuff as well. And that's what I like to make sure I'm also focusing on, aside from, doing a lot of the talking and that mindset aspect. I want to make sure I can show like it's okay, like it's actually beneficial to be well-rounded. So big ups to all the guys that are doing that calisthenic stuff. I love to try to keep up, but also at the same time, make sure you're throwing in some heavier weights, loading some weight onto your body. You don't have to do anything crazy, but I think it's beneficial to make sure you're staying well-rounded. And same thing goes for the guys that might do only heavy weight stuff, like using a barbell a lot. Make sure you're getting in that calisthenics. Make sure you're mastering your own body weight. So I like to show that I'm very comfortable doing that as well. So. All right, so we're at 205 now. That was a good little rest. So I'm gonna steal your swag for this, just for this video, Rob Simpson, if you do watch this. Even though, man, the gym that you go to must hate you just a little bit for always slapping that chalk around, but let's give it a go. All right, 205. No more talking. All right, 205 in the books. That one, yeah, that one was, I felt that one a lot more. I felt, again, just like 185, but now we're 20 pounds heavier. I really need to make sure we're making contact with the hips, getting a good pull, and dropping into that squat as fast as possible. So, 205, I met my sort of goal just now. I thought I'd get to 205 for today. I'm tempted to try 225, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a try. So we're going for 225. I got about four more minutes before this set is up of snatches, and we'll move on to the clean and jerks. So take a second, sit down, and then we'll try 225. And I get to pull out the other set of blue plates. I get to put on 225 on the bar. Feels a lot nicer. Hey, what's going on, David? Yeah, versatility, definitely a requirement. Like, you're one of those guys too, like while I was saying that a couple minutes ago of, being versatile. I see you're one of those guys that leans into that calisthenics, and it's something I admire, and I think it sounds like you understand the benefits of making sure you're getting in those other skill sets as well, probably going on runs as well, throwing in some heavier weighted stuff, maybe getting on that barbell every once in a while. It's beneficial to everyone. And again, it's on the other side of the spectrum. We need people. If you're good on the barbell, you better make sure you're good at the body weight stuff too. You should be able to run with your own body weight for at least, I don't know, I think like 3 miles. But I think it might be because of the military, like 3 miles is also always like the bare minimum you needed to do. But I think it benefits everyone. Yeah, nice lift at 205. We'll see how I do at this 225. Stick around for the next minute or so, and you'll see if I get my first YouTube live fail or what. Hopefully it's just if it is a fail, hopefully it's just a fail and I drop the weight away from me and not on me, right? We'll leave these weights here because when we move on next to the clean and jerks, I could definitely clean and jerk more than I can snatch, so. All right, 225, 2 blues on each side. And I might go over my 15-minute time cap for snatch by about a minute, but it's better to make sure you're ready than to rush into a lift that you got to respect. This is the part that I love the most. You just kind of sit down, think about what you're about to do. You're very focused. You're very goal oriented right now when you're about to embark on another goal. And that's why I use these workouts, and that's why I think a lot of us use them as well. Helps clear the mind. It helps make you focus on one thing, because you know we're all distracted throughout our days with a bunch of honestly bullshit sometimes, right? You look back and you're like, why was I thinking about that so much? Or why was I scrolling through that social media for so long? And it did nothing for me. So that's why I like working out. That's why I think it's a great therapy. That's why I like to talk through my workouts and share, is, you know, because I think we all, those of us that do this on a day-to-day, understand the benefits of it. All right, 225. Focus. Big jump. Come on. There we go. Fuck yeah. I'm pumped. 225 in the books. I'll stop right there. I think that was a good way to, you know, retest myself at. Haven't done these in months and months because I haven't had bumper plates and I haven't been going to a local gym. So I'm glad I got to 225. And now the work begins from here to get a little bit better. All right, so next up we're going to be doing clean and jerks. So I already warmed up before all this, so I already warmed up to about 205 on the clean and jerks. So I'll start here at 225 and move on from there. Thanks, man. Yeah, David telling me I held it like a boss. Yeah, once you get to that bottom position in the snatch and you're holding it overhead and you're in that squat and you feel the stability kick in, yeah, you feel pretty empowered, you know? You're like holding the weight of the world right above you in that squatted position, ass to grass, you know? So yeah, thank you. Felt like a boss. I realize, you know, when I first started doing a lot of these mindset videos, David, I picked a couple channels. I know, like Clarksville Barbell Club, so Brad from over there. I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I forgot the gentleman's name, but anyways, I took a couple channels like challenges and I did them, but at the same time I put a twist of my own. You know, in between their challenge, I would talk through like some kind of mindset, you know, theme. And I realized one of yours I wanted to do for a while, and you know, you being here right now, I'm gonna write it down on the board. Make sure I go by one of your, go to your channel and check out one of the challenges you've done, and I'll give it a try. You know, put my own little twist on it, but give you a shout out because, again, I love being able to do stuff like this, but also, you know, dip my toes into what other people are mastering. So I'll give your channel, one of your channel's workouts a try as well. So look out for that. Because, yeah, the stuff that I've seen from you, you do calisthenics for days, man. So you're a beast. All right, man. Take it easy. Save some of the gains for me. All right, on to the clean and jerks. Just got a 225 snatch, so I'm feeling pretty good. Clean and jerks, we'll see how those go. I'm pretty excited because clean and jerks, I know I can do a little bit heavier than a snatch. That's usually the case for anyone. But again, I don't have like an Olympic lifting or a weightlifting background. This is just something I fell into and I became very obsessed with. I just love the idea of getting that weight off the ground and then putting it overhead, whether you're cleaning it and then jerking it or you're snatching it, which to me is like the most respectable weightlifting movement out there. It's so technical. It requires so much balance, so much power, so much strength. There's just so much to it. So if you haven't given like weightlifting movements a try, I recommend, hey, start with the clean. Make sure you're doing a squat clean, because really dropping into that squat is amazing. It's such a powerful feeling. But, practice those squat cleans and then practice, getting into that overhead position. So jerking, however you jerk. Some people do the split jerk. I like to do the power jerk. To each his own. And then work your way into giving the snatch a try, which is, I think, the epitome of, being strong, powerful, and well-rounded. It's such an explosive movement, the snatch, but it is also pretty tricky if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure you do it safely. All right. So we're 5 minutes into what should have been the start of the clean and jerk, but that's all right. We'll go over if we have to. No need to rush. So let's get our first rep in, 225. I can't do the chalk hand slapping anymore like Rob Simpson does. I don't want to have to sweep up too much chalk. All right. Time to get serious. 225 in the books. Felt good. I freaking love that movement. It's so powerful. You feel so powerful. Just ripping that weight off the ground, catching it, squatting, standing up, and then preparing to throw it overhead. My favorite movement by far. So that was 225. So just like with my snatch, with my goal of 205, but I ended up getting 225. With the clean and jerk, again, I haven't done this one that much either. Now that I got these bumper plates, I will, but let's go. I think 275 will be my goal for today. And if I could do more than that, then so be it. But again, today's not about, doing any type of ego lifting to where I'm trying to injure myself. I just want to see where I'm at so I can begin a new regiment with these two movements from here on out and build from there. So 275 we'll go for today. We're at 225, so let's do 245. Make sure to take a seat. Again, I'm doing all this talking because being live makes me feel like I have to, but I gotta make sure I can rest too. So like I was saying earlier, working out, it's a therapy, and I think it needs to be a therapy for all of us. We all go through struggles. Again, I focus on the physical aspect of a struggle, right? Because this is the easiest way for me and my skill set to, show you a struggle and then talk you through my struggle. But this, I've said it before, but this applies to, I think, to everything, any type of struggle. because we all have that inner voice, and that inner voice is always going to provide doubt, and it's very good at it. It is relentless in telling you to not try so hard, to take it easy, that maybe this isn't something you should be doing. It tries to preserve, it's scared, so it's trying to protect you. But you know that you need to get uncomfortable if you want to really feel progress. So you have to slowly but surely, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Dip your toes in that cold water a little bit, and get used to it. And then you get a little bit further into it, and you get used to that. And then you just take a moment to realize like how far you've come and how much better off you are now that you have voluntarily put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Because you're able to, when you purposefully put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you start to realize what you're actually capable of. That little voice doesn't really know what you're capable of, and it gives you so many false truths about what you can and can't do. And that's great, because you'll probably live a pretty average life if you do that. And if you want to be average, then that's probably the safe route for you. But I don't think many of us want to be average. What happens is we get complacent and we let that little voice win every single day. But lean into that discomfort, and you'll be better off for it. All right, focus on the weights. 245. Big pull, big jump, fast drop. Come on. $245 in the books. That felt good on that the jerk. Again, it's been a while, so I'm not dropping as fast as I should be on that jerk. So I'm going from this position, and what you do is all pretty quick, but you drop the weight slightly. So I'm bringing the hips back just a little bit, still keeping the weight over the mid body. And I'm using that slight dip to generate some power from the hips. I'm jumping up, using that momentum to press the bar overhead. But at the same time as the weight of the bar is going up, I need to be dropping down into this position. And for me, because I don't do the split jerk, so you'll see like Brad from Clarksville Barbell Club, he does a split jerk. He throws 1 foot back into almost like a lunge. I don't like doing that anymore. To each his own on that. Most, like even professional lifters, do the split jerk, but there are those out there that do the power jerk. So you stay in that squatted position with your feet shoulder width apart, and you just drop below the bar. I'm flexible enough to do that. So with that, I just got to make sure I'm dropping my weight fast enough into that partial squat to catch the weight overhead. And I felt that I did not do that as much in that last lift. All right, so 245 done. What do we think? 245. My goal is 275. I'm just going to put it at 275 now and give ourselves a couple of attempts at that, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day on the video. I'm still gonna do some other stuff. All right, get some 25s on the side. All right. A little seated break. A little bit of talking. I'm probably gonna throw the belt on for this one. Again, this isn't about me ego lifting today, just trying to show off or anything. I'm able to, do weightlifting again because I got the bumper plates. So I just want to see where I'm at so I can then build from here, right? So the way I like to test that is I'll do a lift, what I think is my max. If I can do it comfortably, that's probably not my max. I'll go up by 10 or 5 or 10. But when I get to a point where I fail, I'll give myself 2 to 3 chances on that fail. And then even if I do get it, I'll stop there and I'll consider that my 1 rep for now. Again, I'm not competing, so I don't need a true 1 rep max to post it somewhere. But I'll find the weight that is difficult and that I'm failing at, and I'll work from there. All right, so I've officially gone over my 15-minute time cap for the clean and jerk, but I did go over for the snatch, so I think it was by like 4 minutes. So I'll give myself, yeah, so it works out. I got 275 here. Let's throw on the belt. I like the belt nice and close to the skin, so. All right. Just fix that. All right. Come on, pick it up. Nice. Nice. So that clean felt a little sloppy. I think I pulled a little too early. So for those of you that aren't familiar, as I'm coming up with that bar, you still got the hips back, and I'm using that power from the hips, to get into that extension position. So that power I'm generating, I'm using that momentum to then begin pulling the bar and dropping underneath it. And if I think I did it, then I did it. So what I did was, before my hips came all the way forward, they were probably like right here, I already began bending my elbows. And that's kind of like a cheat. I mean, I got the lift, but it's not as technical, and the heavier it gets, the more difficult that is gonna be to do, because I'm putting a lot of tension on the biceps to pull. But yeah, I just pulled a little early before the hips came all the way through. I got the lift though, but again, I felt that wobbliness trying to catch it in that front rack position. And again, this exercise stuff, I always look at it from a life perspective. So, I just accomplished something, right? But looking back on it, there's little things I can do to do it better. And just like with our day-to-day lives, like we do accomplish things throughout the day, but we got to make sure that we're doing some self-reflection and looking at ways we can find efficiencies or just do things better. Unless you just want to, coast through life. And again, to each his own. This probably isn't the channel for you. I just like to make sure I'm talking about, and I'm talking to those people that want to find ways of progressing through their lives. So that's how I live, and I'm trying to share that because I think a lot of us feel that way as well. So 275, I could stop there. Let's just do 285. We'll stop. I won't go too much heavier than that. We'll do 285. Let's see how it goes from there. Again, this might also be famous last words, but before I drop this bar on me or something, but 275 felt pretty good. That jerk felt really good. I listened to myself of what I said before, and I dropped down pretty fast, so I locked out pretty easily. So we'll do 285 and then we'll stop there. Pretty satisfying putting the chalk on your hands. Oh, can't forget the belt. All right, 285. All right, so remember how I said at the beginning of this video, whether it's relatively lightweight for you or heavy, you treat them all the same. So if you haven't noticed, every time before I lift, I get a little quiet because I got to focus on the weight. Come on. Fucking 285. That felt pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I know I can do more, but again, no ego lifting here today. I was just trying to get a good baseline of where I am in these weightlifting movements. Now we're going to build from here. And I also got to get some calisthenics in at this point. I got the heavy stuff out the way today. Some heavy barbell movements. So if you just joined or haven't watched the whole video, worked up to 15 minutes to work up to a heavy snatch. Today I got 225, and then move on to another 15 minutes to work up to a heavy clean and jerk. Today I got 285 for the clean and jerk. So I'm pretty happy with those numbers. It's been about probably 6 months since I've really done these movements. Now that I got my new, I keep talking about them because I'm excited that I finally got them, but got my bumper plates so I can use them. I could drop these weights around now in the garage. So thank you for watching. I popped my my cherry on the YouTube live. Seems to have gone pretty well. I'm pretty sure we're still recording. Yeah, it says we're recording, so no hiccups. So maybe I'll start doing these a lot more. Maybe do weightlifting days. And I, again, just like I did today, talk to you in between sets about, you know, the mindset, because that's what I focus on here in this channel. I'm not here for myself to show off what I can do. I'm here to help the community and talking about the things we can't really see, the intangibles that are going on inside of our minds. You know, we're especially focusing on that strong but annoying, lazy voice in our minds telling us not to push ourselves. So I'll stop there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those of you that jumped in, you know, cheered me on. David, you're the only person, so thanks for swinging by, man. Best of luck in your workout. I'm gonna swing by your channel and do one of your challenges or something, and you know, put my own little twist on it. But thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to see some more, you know, I got a whole channel worth of workouts and mindset walkthroughs. So take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.